Hello, welcome back to Everyman Prepping. And I know the first thing you're thinking is that I said I was going to take a little time off during this holiday time, and I am, but everybody's asleep right now, and I have a chance to talk to you about something pretty crazy that I saw that I just needed to talk to you guys about. And that's Russia and Dmitry Medvedev putting out their predictions for 2023 of what will happen to the EU and the West, and in their eyes, it's not good. Now, this could be a lot of it in jest, but I think there's some of the here's my I'm kidding list, but not really kidding. There's some truth to a lot of what they have in there. So we're going to go through that in a minute. First, we're going to talk about, let's go ahead and go there. Who put out the list? That's Dmitry Medvedev, and he's got a new job. And let's read about him really quick. It says President Dmitry Medvedev has been appointed as first deputy of the country's military industrial commission. Wow, that's a lot to say. He's currently the chairman of the Security Council, and he'll keep that role, but he's got this new role. And he says he'll have the right to create working groups and councils that will deal with the activities of the Military Industrial Commission. Now you're asking yourself, what is this commission? Well, we'll read more. The Military Industrial Commission is a permanent body that oversees the country's defense industry and is tasked with organizing state policy in the fields of ensuring Russia's defense capabilities, state security, and law enforcement. And lastly, the body is also responsible for making sure the Russian economy is prepared for mobilization and has the right to form state procurement orders in the field of defense up to 1 trillion rubles, 14.6 billion a year. So what does this mean? Well, it means they're putting a guy, Dmitry Medvedev is a war hawk. He thinks they should be sending tactical nukes into Ukraine or to the EU into Washington, D.C. He thinks that the West needs to be destroyed. So they're putting him in charge of their homeland security, their defense, their mobilization, their spending of defense funds. So they're thinking, they're going to mobilize more. I can see that happening. He's been in charge of that. They're going to up their home defenses because maybe they think they need to, because maybe they think World War III is going to escalate and there's going to be attacks on Russian soil. So that's who's putting the prediction list we're going to talk about in a minute, and that's this new role. So that is an escalation in itself. But let's get on to more of the interesting list he put out. First, please like the video. If you're enjoying this, subscribe if you haven't done so. Please ring that bell. And share this video with other people, because this list is very interesting. It's a great conversation starter if you're out with friends and family. You can talk about what, one of the highest ranking persons in the Russian political field, what he predicts for the U.S. in the West and what might be happening. So let's go ahead and go there. What is it he did is he, in his Telegram channel, he always puts stuff. He's very, like I said, flamboyant. He doesn't hold anything back. He says what's on his mind. And so he put this up on his Telegram channel. This is Google Translate. I copied, the Russian side on the left, and he gave me the translation on the right. So what we have here is his 10 things. I'm just going to read what he has here. So, quote, before the new year, everyone likes to make predictions. Many exercise in futuristic hypotheses, competing in the proposal of the most unexpected and even absurd. Absurd. That's a great word. We will do our part. So this is part of the kidding but not kidding list. And I'm going to tell you what I think about each one as we go through. So what will happen in 2023 according to Dmitry Medvedev? Number one, increase oil prices to $150 per barrel and natural gas prices to $5,000 per 1,000 cubic meters. Definitely a possibility. Don't see why this wouldn't happen. China says they're opening up. They're going through the COVID thing. They're going to reduce all their restrictions January 8th. Put a huge impact on the need for oil. Definitely can see $150 barrel of oil. Get your stuff now. Things are going to be more expensive. The return of UK to the European Union. I don't know, they just left. Through Brexit, will they go back? I've heard other rumors of this. This also came out in the Saxo Bank prediction video I did a little while ago about their predictions. Number three, the collapse of the European Union after the return of the UK and the abolition of the circulation of the euro as the currency of the former EU. Definitely can see this happen. They have a huge financial trouble over there. I can see there's already infighting in between the EU, Hungary and Italy and Germany. There's already some infighting. Could it dissolve next year? Definitely could see that happening. Don't see that as being outrageous at all. Number four, the capture by Poland and Hungary of the western regions of the former Ukraine. Definitely a possibility as well. There's already rumors going about from Bulgaria and Belarus and other people saying that Poland's going to take Lviv and part of the west all the way up to Kiev. They think they're going to take it and just expand their borders. Probability is high on that one. We'll see. This one, now we're getting a little bit into the absurd category here with these next two, I believe. Creation of the Fourth Reich on the basis of Germany and the satellites that join it: Poland, the Baltic countries, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Romania, Kiev Republic, and the outcasts. He thinks they're going to join it, make a Fourth Reich. Everybody knows what the Third Reich was. If not, look it up. Can't really talk about it here too much. YouTube slaps across the the face if you do. But they think they're going to make a Fourth Reich. And number 6, war between France and the Fourth Reich, partitioning of Europe, including a new partition of Poland. Don't see either one of those two happening. France isn't fighting anybody. France isn't going to war with anybody. We know what happens when France in wars. That's just poking fun at France, I believe. That ain't happening. All right, 7, separation of Northern Ireland from the Kingdom of Great Britain and the Northern Ireland and accession to the Republic of Ireland. Definitely could see this happening. A lot of people are breaking away. A lot of balkanization. Could Ireland want to break away? Definitely. Nothing crazy about that one, actually. Here we go, number 8, the most important one to the United States people here. The American Civil War, the separation of California and Texas into independent states, creation of the Union of State of Texas and Mexico, the subsequent victory of Elon Musk during the U.S. presidential election in some of the states assigned to the Republicans and after the Civil War. A lot packed in there. American Civil War could happen. A lot of talk about it. A lot of differences in this country. People talk about balkanization. There's a lot of difference between the left and right and just people in general. So definitely possibility. California and Texas separating. Two giant states. Definitely could be their own countries. Could definitely happen. Texas and Mexico joining up. Don't see that ever happening. Elon Musk being president. I think Dmitri's putting this in there because he's already fanning the flames of people thinking that Elon is a Russian plant or whatever. I think that's what this is in here for, because there's no way Elon, born in South Africa, is being the president of the United States. Plus, he has too much fun being a billionaire. Why would you ruin that by being the president of the United States? But the Civil War within this country, definite possibility, and that's why we do our prepping. Going on, number 9, transfer of all major stock markets and financial activity from the U.S. and Europe to Asia. You can definitely see that happening with the U.S. and Europe getting weaker financially and losing financial status in the world. That is totally not out of the realm, which leads into number 10, which I've been talking about and I think definitely will happen. The collapse of the Bretton Woods financial system, including the collapse of the IMF and International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. Rejection of the euro and the dollar as world reserve currencies. The return of the gold standard. Transition to the active use of digital fiat currencies. I think 10 is definitely going to happen. I've been doing videos for it since I started this channel 4 or 5 months ago, talking about how the petrodollar is dying, how the reserve currency of the U.S. dollar is getting taken over by BRICS, which is Russia's part of. It is getting weak. China's doing all it can to kill it. I think the reserve currency of the U.S. dollar will die, and the EU is not really a reserve currency, but it's going to die as well. Definitely see this happening. Gold standard is the only way to save it. Russia and China have been buying tons of gold. So is India. They've been buying tons of gold. Other central banks are loading up on gold, which means you probably should as well. Not financial advice, but gold and silver. Look into it. And the transition to the active use of digital fiat currencies, going to CBDC and all that, that's going to happen too. So I think 10 is definitely going to happen. So this list isn't as crazy as you think. There's a lot of crazy, a lot of not crazy. This last statement is, Happy New Year to you, Anglo-Saxon friends, and their happily grunting gilts. So, just want to put that out there really quick. Got to get back to the family here, but please comment below. What do you think of this list? What do you think? Which ones do you think are possibilities? Which ones do you think are just outlandish and crazy? I'd love to hear from you guys. Let's get the conversation started. Share this with your friends and family while you're out with them during these holidays. See what they think. Spark some talk in their mind about all these possibilities. Especially number 8, that American Civil War one. Bring that up. See what happens at the old family table on that one. But that's all I have now. Enjoy your time off here. And until next time, keep your ear to the ground and head on a swivel.